Welcome back, students. Welcome to biology classes. Today we are going to see 12th science biology and we are going to see the chapter number 16, that is environmental issues, right? So today we will start with the basic introduction and we are going to see the different types of air pollutions, right? Air pollution, water pollution, right? Noise pollution, soil pollution. So in this chapter we are going to see several issues which are occurring in the environment, right? So pollution is the undesirable change brought about by chemical, particulate matter or biological materials to air, water or soil. So now pollution, what exactly a pollution can we say? So it is not it is an undesirable change, that is it is not a change which is desired, right? So it is an undesirable change and it is being carried out or it is being brought in accordance by any of the chemicals or any particulate matter or a biological materials to three things, right? So first is air, water and soil. So majorly these three are the pollutions which we are going to see in this chapter. So starting with the first type of pollution, that is air pollution. Okay, so air is a complex dynamic neutral entity which is essential for supporting life on earth, right? So here when we are talking about the air pollution, it is first we need to understand that what exactly our air is, right? So air is very complex in nature, as well as it is very essential for like the life on the earth. So without air also, because in the air only there is presence of oxygen, right? So if the air is not there, then the people or the earth or like on life is not present on earth, right? Next is this air pollutant is a substance that causes harm to the humans and other living organisms, right? Now normally air pollutant, that is the pollutant or the particular chemical or any particulate matter or any biological material, if that is causing any of the undesirable change in the air, then that as it is causing the pollution in the air, for this reason it is said to be the air pollutant, right? And for this reason this air pollutant, it is a substance which is causing harm to the humans as well as to the other living organisms, right? And some of the common pollutants of the air are nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide, volatile organic compounds, particulate matter. Amongst them, the carbon monoxide is one of the majorly like one of the major component which is like doing the air pollution, right? So carbon dioxide is what the vehicular exhaust. Nowadays you know that so much of vehicles are being used by the humans, right? For this reason what happens, the more and more amount of vehicular exhaust is going in the air, and for this reason the pollution is taking place. Now how we can control the air pollution, right? So air pollution causes severe respiratory disorders in humans. Now, right, the as the air is first going to enter inside your lungs, for this reason the air pollution, it causes the severe respiratory disorders, and that too in humans as well as in other animals also. And it also, up to some extent, it also affect the plants also, right? So how you are going to control it? So there are few ways through which you can control the air pollution. So first is fitting smokestacks and smelters with filters to separate pollutants from the harmless gases, right? So now wherever if a industry is there and if it is emitting out a very dangerous gas, or we can say the like any of the emission which is been taking place which is not better or which is not good or which is harmful for the humans, right? Then in those chimneys there should be fitting of some smelters as well as smokestacks, right? And there should be presence of several filters, right, to separate the pollutants and the gases, right? So the gases can be easily emitted out in the air and the pollutants are filtered out. So with the use of those filters, the smokes as well as the harmful gases, they are not being directly emitted out in the air. So if it is not taking place, then the pollution rate will be less. Second way is the particulate matter can be removed by using an electrostatic precipitator. So here this is the figure of electrostatic precipitator. It contains what electrode wires, right? So you can see over here, right? There is presence of electrode wires, right, and which is maintained at several thousand volts and which produce electrons. So the function of the electrode wires is to produce the electrons, right, and these electrons cling on to dust particles and give them a net negative charge and are attracted by collecting plates. So here you can see over here is uh, the collection plate grounded. See, this you can see is the collection plate which is present over here, right? So this negatively charged wires are present over here, right? So what happens when the dirty air being is passed through this chamber, right? So all this opposite charged like opposite charged dust particles, they bind or they joined or they stick on this particular wire, and for this reason they are giving or like they change the charge of that particular dust particles, and due to this they are being attracted by this collecting plate. So while passing this air further, the all the dirty or the dust particles, they are being attracted by the collecting plates, and this way the air is being filtered, right? So at on the ground side there will be presence of the collecting plate where all the negatively charged dust particles will be settled down and the clean air is passed out. So the velocity of air passing through the plate should be low enough to allow the dust to fall, right? So the amount or the velocity of the passing of the air through this electrostatic precipitator should be low, right? Because the dust needs to be fallen down and it takes some time. For this reason, the velocity should be in a low manner, right? So this is about the second type, and that is electrostatic precipitator. A scrubber can be used. Third way is a scrubber can be used to remove gases such as SO2, wherein the exhaust passes through a spray of water or lime. You can see this is the figure of scrubber, right? So what a scrubber exactly does is from at see, you can see over here there is an inlet of dirty air. So from this dirty air, and it is going to contain what the particulate matter, right? So here when this dirty air has been passed, right, there is a presence of a water lime spray, right? So this scrubber is being used to remove the harmful gases, right? And like with the help of this spray of water or lime, right? So either they can use the water or lime. So when the sprinkling of this takes place, for this reason the harmful gases are being removed and a clean air is passed out of the chamber, right, or a scrubber. So this way also the pollution can be controlled. Next is the vehicular pollution can be reduced by using less polluting fuels such as CNG, which is more efficient and less costly as compared to petrol or diesel. So as you know that the vehicular consumption or vehicles are being used more and more these days, and for this reason if you are using the less polluting fuels, like the example of it is CNG, right, and it is comparatively more efficient and less, it is going to do less pollution, as well as it is also less costly in comparison with the petrol as well as diesel, right? In 2002, all the buses were switched to CNG in Delhi, and this has indeed led to a fall in pollution levels in the city. As you know that in Delhi there is so much of pollution which is taking place. So in 2002, all the buses were switched from the petrol or diesel to CNG, right? And for this reason, it was quite a good decision because this led to a fall in the pollution levels. Next is the vehicles can be fitted with catalytic converters that have metals such as platinum, palladium, or rhodium as catalysts. This catalysts carry out the following conversions. What they do is This catalytic converters, what they can do is the unbound hydrocarbons, they are being converted to carbon dioxide and water. Same way, the carbon monoxide can be converted to carbon dioxide, and the nitric oxide can be converted to nitrogen gas. So these are the common gases which are normally found in the air. So this heavy heavy metals like hydrocarbons or carbon monoxide or the nitric oxide, right? This all are being converted to simple gases which are normally present in the air. So this way they can also use the catalytic converters for as a catalyst for this type of conversions. Also, unleaded petrol must be used with catalytic converters, as presence of lead in the petrol inactivates the catalyst, right? So the unleaded petrol means there is absence of the lead, right? So the like unleaded petrol must be used with the catalytic converter. So when you are using this catalytic converters, at that time unleaded petrol should be used, right? So as the presence of the lead in the petrol, what it does is this lead, it inactivates the catalyst, right? So if there will be presence of the lead in the petrol, then the catalytic converters cannot work properly, and for this reason unleaded petrol should be used, right? Next is the greenhouse effect, right? So in greenhouse effect, this type of phenomenon, it is a natural phenomenon, right? And this takes that keeps the Earth's atmosphere warm. So whatever warmness which is being produced or whatever warmness is being felt by you in the environment, right? That is through the greenhouse effect. So without this phenomenon, the temperature of the earth would become too cold for living beings to survive, right? So if there would be no greenhouse effect, then the earth would have become so much cold that no one can survive over here. So thanks to the greenhouse effect, that with the help of this effect, the earth's atmosphere is comparatively quite warm than the normal other cold regions, right? So the greenhouse gases, that is CO2, methane, and other gases, absorb the heat of sun and the earth and emit it back to the earth's surface, right? So in the greenhouse effect, what happens is the greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, methane, right? What they do is they absorb the heat from the sun as well as the earth, and also it emit it back on the earth's surface. So once they absorb, and it throws back on the earth's surface only, and for this reason the earth's atmosphere is becoming quite warm, and thus these gases prevent a part of heat rays from escaping into atmosphere. So these gases, what they do is, as the heat rays are coming back on the earth's surface, for this reason they cannot be easily escaped inside the atmosphere, right? And this cycle is repeated many times to maintain the earth's temperature to an optimum 15 degrees Celsius. So normally the maintenance of the earth's temperature can be like it is occurring with the help of the greenhouse effect, right? Now, the concentration of these gases has increased due to the increased industrialization, leading to the heating up of the Earth's surface. That is nothing but the global warming. Now, you have already, like you might be already knowing about the global warming, right? Nowadays, the global warming is much more in trend, right? So, why it is so? So, as the more and more increased amount of industrialization is observed, that is industrialization means more and more occurrence or more and more development of the industries, right? So the more the industries, more will be the pollution and all. For this reason, as the more industrialization is observed, which is going to lead to the more heating up of the earth's surface, and if more so earth surface is being heated up, then it leads to the global warming, right? Now this has increased the what overall temperature of the earth, and due to the global warming, the normal temperature which should be maintained at 15 degrees Celsius, that has increased to a or like overall temperature of the earth, and this results in the changes in the earth's climate. And with the due to the occurrence of this global warming, right, the earth's climate is also changing, right? And during the last century, the temperature of earth has increased by 0.6 degree Celsius, right? So in the last century, it has been noted that the temperature during the last century, the temperature of earth was increased by 0.6 degree Celsius. And this increase in temperature is ultimately believed to cause the melting of polar ice cap, rise in the sea level, and submerging of the coastal areas. So you know that nowadays, due to the global warming, as the melting of the polar ice caps is taking place, and when the polar ice caps are melting, this all the waters, they are going inside the sea and oceans, and this leads to the rise in the sea level, and for this reason the coastal areas are submerged in the sea, right? So greenhouse effect can be controlled by reducing the use of fossil fuels, right? So you should use the fossil fuels in a limited manner. So in order to control the greenhouse effect, you should use or you should reduce the use of the fossil fuels. So this fossil fuels, what they do is they produce the greenhouse gases on burning, afforestation, and efficient energy usage, etc. So with this reduction in the use of the fossil fuels can lead to the controlling of the greenhouse effect. So this is all about the first type of pollution, and that is air pollution. I hope you are very clear with today's topic, and I hope to see you again. Thank you.